Yeah.
So she's pregnant. This is her first tour. It's supposed to be going on in February. Of course, people. I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh!" When she first announced the tour, I'm like, "Who? I don't know if I want to buy the first ticket because that's
Yeah.
like the early dates. It seemed like it might be a little
Iffy.
touch and go. Yeah, it
Yeah.
might be a little touch and go because you never know. But it's fine. I feel like in itself, I know I would have a good time at that show because it
Yeah.
would be
For
fun.
sure.
But apparently, as triggered people,
Several.
and one of those people is Crissle from the Read, and I know a lot of people are fans of the Read and just like the overall brand of that. And
Yeah.
um, I'm also included in one of the folks who used to listen to them
Same.
as
Same.
well. And she just went on a rant, and I will sum up the rant before we get
Yeah.
into the rant. I will sum it
Yeah.
up because it was
Yeah.
like it was an 8 minute rant at this. So
Which is
I
crazy.
don't know. I don't know if this part of the episode. I don't think it was the read of the episode, but like
No.
this was a long part of the conversation. So
Yeah.
essentially, she said that she was not okay with the fact that Cardi B got pregnant right before all this stuff was happening, the album rollout, the tour, blah 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 blah. And then she inferred that Cardi B could not like raise well-rounded kids because she couldn't spend enough time with all of these kids, and now she got all these baby daddies. And then like Crystal's like yelling and scolding her. Well, this is always blows my mind when people are like doing rants on like Clubhouse, even Clubhouse, or like just in the mic and stuff. I can't imagine myself sitting in front of this microphone and screaming and yelling at it
It's a little bit weird.
like I lost my mind. It is weird. There's a lot of
Yeah.
weird. But Crystal was calling her all types of dumb bees and like just taking it over there. And then the thing that really struck people was like, she said that Cardi should pray that, she doesn't die on the surgery table doing a mommy makeover, right? Uh, and the funny thing is, like, even though when I saw a lot of critiques of it, they said a lot of people agreed that there is something a little deeper about it because once she said that Stephon Diggs was ugly, the people were like, now this is just really coming from a mean and nasty place.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so what do you think about it? Because
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
I think it was very just like mean spirited, and I just don't
Yeah.
understand why she was so invested in like this deeply
Yeah.
in all of this.
I've seen some people talk about this on. I was on TikTok too a little earlier, and I saw some people like posting a video about how she's a therapist. And I think first of all, she helped dispel this myth, and we should all dispel the
Hmm.
myth that she's not a therapist. She has a mental
Hmm.
health degree, but she is not a therapist. And to her point in her video on TikTok and Instagram, and wherever else she posted, there is an exam you have to pass. There are certain clinical hours that one needs to complete in order to be a therapist. Now, does she have the understanding of how child psychology works and all of those things? But just like any other person who has a mental health degree and and is a
Hmm.
psychologist, they are still themselves. So you should not be looking to Crystal as the authority on psychologizing anybody. Let's just be clear. Um, and then two, I think that there it was like you said, really layered. One, it's the like attuneness for me for her to just be this subset of person who is not a ghetto bitch who lives in the Bronx and is bored and having babies as if like those conditions are all the time. Now, sometimes they're self-induced, but we know that even those self-induced situations that one puts themselves in are also products of the system that they're in because they because they ain't got no ride.
Hmm.
All they know to do is fucking have kids. That's what they've been doing. And so somebody that understands child psychology and all these things, as she said, you would think that she would have a more like in-depth thought about that. And so I've been saying too that for a long time, to me, which is why I stopped listening to the read, that it goes beyond a read and it just
Yeah.
goes to into being mean spirited. And to me, the read of it all was be like, I'm interested to see, what she gonna do because history has said X, Y, and Z about how her performance is, and she been talking about how she gonna perform but can't really dance, and that's a read. Like, but now you're talking about dying on the table and mommy makeover surgery and raising kids and all of that, and you have no idea how this woman raises her kids. You have no idea, and the
Mm-hmm.
thought that you can compare her to Nick Cannon is also crazy. One who is purposefully procreating out of a more patriarchal and fucking fragile masculine idea of raising kids and sowing the seed and all this shit. Two different conversations, and so I think there's also that this underlying like not necessarily racism but sexism that exists here too.
Mm-hmm.
Like women shouldn't be doing that, and you just negating the fact that the woman was in a marriage with her husband and had those
Mm-hmm.
kids, got out of that marriage after she was being cheated on and had a crazy experience, met someone else and
Severely
chose,
cheated on.
yeah, and had the option to find someone else and have a child. Tend to your business. And I think that is
Mm-hmm.
the largest thing for me, because now you tiptoed in somebody's business so far that you let your slip show. And now you done said something
I love this
about,
saying.
yeah, like your slip is showing, and now you done let somebody let it be get recorded that you talking about somebody dying on the damn table.